Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for the men and women of our armed services. Thank you. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey have been satisfied by the inclusion of the date, time, and place of this meeting and notice of regular meetings adopted by the board on January 5th, 2026. Such schedule and notice of meetings is posted at the Municipal Building, the Mount Olive Library, the Board of Education offices, and the 6 schools. Was submitted to the Daily Record for publication on January 6th, 2026, and was filed with the clerk of Mount Township on January 6th, 2026. I direct that this announcement be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Roll call.
Mrs. Aquino, Mrs. Brett,
Here.
Mrs. Fitzgerald,
Here.
Mrs. Melendez, Mrs. O'Neill, Mr. Orzillo,
Here.
Mr. Petrie,
Here.
Mrs. Figuera,
Here.
Dr. Giordano.
Here. Thank you.
Good. There's the final
Ms. O'Neill
here.
is here.
Look at that.
Mr. Petrie, approval of the minutes?
On the recommendation of the superintendent, I move to approve 2.1 to 2.4.
Second.
Question or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call.
Mr. Petrie?
Yes.
Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brett?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Mr. Orzillo?
Yes.
Mrs. Figuera?
Yes.
Dr. Giordano.
Yes. Communication petitions to this from the superintendent?
No.
Board? Seeing none, we're moving right along. We're going to jump right on to the superintendent report.
Hi, at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Kevin Moore, our Director of Human Resources, for some special accolades to staff and students.
Thank you, Dr. Bangia. Board of Education, it's my privilege to be here tonight representing the Human Resources Department for the district in order to celebrate 2 members of our school community. One is a student and one is an employee that both of them did some pretty extraordinary things recently, and we felt it necessary to celebrate them. We have both building principals here tonight, and I don't want to steal their thunder, so I'll leave them to tell the story of Matt Reiner and John Kay. John Kay is an employee. Matt Reiner is a senior at the high school. We'll have Mr. Grillo. Why don't you come on up first? Sure. And speak about Mr. Kay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moore. Good evening, Dr. Banja, members of the board, members of the community. It's my honor to be here this evening to talk to you about a special member of our Mount Olive Township community. On January 23rd, during a very busy lunch period in the school cafeteria, a 5th grade student began choking and was in immediate distress. Without hesitation, Mr. John Kay quickly responded, performing the Heimlich maneuver, successfully assisting the student and helping to ensure his safety. His quick thinking, calm demeanor, and willingness to step in during a critical moment made a tremendous difference to our community and definitely to that student's life. Mr. Kay's actions reflect the very best of our school community, care, responsibility, and a commitment to looking out for one another. While custodians work tirelessly every day in this district behind the scenes to keep our schools safe and welcoming, on this day, Mr. Kay's presence of mind and decisive action truly made a difference. We're incredibly grateful for Mr. Kay and proud to have him as a part of the Tins Road School family and the Mount Olive Township School District family. Please join us in thanking and congratulating John Kay for his remarkable actions and for the care he shows for our students each and every day.
Perfect. You got a picture?
I got a picture.
Wonderful. All right. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Mr. Stansberry?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be able to present this special recognition to one of our students of Mount Olive High School. On February 11th, as he was leaving his place of work, he saw some smoke and then eventually fire. And without hesitation, this gentleman, with bravery and courage, entered an animal shelter, the One Step Closer Animal Shelter up in Andover, and rescued somewhere around 36 to 38 dogs. And he had the wherewithal to be able to find a bolt cutter because all of the kennels were padlocked. And he had to go through one at a time, putting his own self in danger while rescuing, some pretty amazing animals that were a part of that rescue center. And we couldn't be more proud of him. Joining us this evening are his mom and mom and dad. Big round of applause. Mr. and Mrs. Reiner. His counselors are here, Laura Cook and Amanda Wheaton. All right, fantastic. Our Vice Principal of Pupil Services here, Robert Feltman, also here joining us this evening. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to present this special recognition on behalf of the Board of Education and the administration at Mount Olive High School to Matt Reiner. Come on up, Matt. So proud of you, man. We're good? Okay. All right, thank you, everyone.
Can I get you a picture with you?
Absolutely. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Perfect. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah, come on in. Come on in.
All the pictures, all the people.
Getting the mag out, right?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Great job.
Great job. Great job.
Mr. Matt.
They're right here. They're all, okay. We can read that out loud. They're right here. Want to read it out loud, or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to do it now.
okay, sorry.
We have one more student to honor. Excuse me. It's a resolution of the Mount Olive Board of Education honoring Colin Ronco, as the 2026 Morris County Unsung Hero. Whereas the Morris County School Boards Association, in collaboration with the New Jersey School Boards Association, recognizes unsung heroes from each high school, school districts in Morris County to celebrate those whose character and impact define the heart of our schools. And whereas the Unsung Hero Award honors students who make outstanding contributions to their schools and communities, but are often overlooked by traditional recognition programs, students who have modeled good citizenship, a spirit of quiet strength, and the heart of a hero that inspires others. And whereas these unsung heroes may have organized community programs, selflessly supported their peers, or achieved significant academic success while overcoming difficult personal challenges, disabilities, or language barriers. And whereas Colin Ronco has overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles to reach their full potential, serving both the school community and the community at large as a beacon of resilience and integrity. And whereas on Thursday, March 5th, 2026, Colin Ronco was formally recognized for these achievements at the 2026 Morris County Unsung Heroes Award Ceremony held at Hanover Park High School. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mount Olive Township Board of Education officially recognizes Colin Ronco as the unsung hero of Morris County and the Mount Olive Township School District. And be it further resolved that this resolution is presented to Colin Ronco as a sincere token of the Mount Olive Township Board of Education's congratulations and best wishes for continued success as he continues to lead by example. Congratulations, Colin. No, not here. Dr. Banji said he was here. Sorry. Sorry. I'll make sure his mom and him get that. One of us will. Super. Just to let everyone know, we have to do a parent hearing roughly when they get here at 7 o'clock, or when something happens, we will have to go to closed session around that time. It shouldn't be that long, and we'll jump back into our regular meeting. In the meantime, we're going to keep plugging away. Anything else, Dr. Banjo?
That's it. Thank you.
Super. All right, moving right on to Personnel Committee reports. Personnel met tonight. It was myself, Dr. Bangia, Mr. Petrie, and Mr. Moore. We went over a couple things. We had a presentation by VSAT, which is our veteran school. I just had a brain freeze.
Advisory.
Veteran Staff Advisory Team, thank you. And Dr. Stephanie Tarnowski presented an update on the committee of the latest programming involving the Veteran Staff Advisory Team. Basically, it's senior staff members over 20-some years of service in Mount Olive, and they built this robust program over the past 3 years. It's pretty impressive. It's culture building. They're there to help new staff members when they come in, help themselves. Great ideas they had with, she talked about one member's retiring. They thought about doing a support system for helping people when they're on the process of retiring, how to help guide them. It's just really great that we do this. A lot of it was done through her PhD program when she was getting her PhD, and she's continued that in the school, so we were fortunate to have that. Mr. Moore presented the committee with a professional improvement memo that went out to all district level administrators. The formatting and issuing of administrative, teacher, and non-certificated members' PIPs. I will let everyone know that the Board of Education, and I think it's made clear to Dr. Bangia and her administrative staff, to quell anyone's anxieties about this, a PIP, someone should be going on a PIP in March and looking to be non-renewed in May. A PIP really should be, if it's going to be implemented at the beginning of the year or towards the end of the year, continuation into the following year. We want to give our teachers and our staff members the opportunity to correct anything we identify that they need to correct on. So I want to say that from the horse's mouth. People don't have to be up in arms or nervous about that. I think this board has shown before that we're not going to tolerate the 11th hour of a staff member being brought to a personnel committee or to the full board saying they're not going to be renewed and nothing's been done to try to help that staff member. So that's been sent out and explained to everybody. RSVP 3 update, it's called Responsible School Violence Prevention, Preparation, and Protection. It's an app. It's anonymous that people around the county can report to the sheriff's office if they've heard of something in the community, of someone's going to cause harm, something of that nature, something very significant that they need to anonymously report it to our local law enforcement or the sheriff's office. And then the sheriff's office would then go to the local municipality police force and have them look into it. What we have happening here in Mount Olive is we're getting notices, and the sheriff's office and Mount Olive police office has made our administration aware of, you're getting that this teacher has said something not nice to another teacher or student. Kind of those things are sent to them. It's a waste of the police time. It was a waste of them to even reach out to our local. So we ask whoever's doing that, whoever staff is using this, really use it for what it's really for. For emergencies where you hear something's going to happen or you hear a rumor and it's anonymous that something bad is going to happen and people are going to get hurt. And then school wellness solutions. We discussed a proposal for professional development, a summer retreat for admin with executive leadership, one-on-one coaching throughout the year. We thought it was a great idea. Once we get more information, so look for that in the next couple board meetings that will be on the agenda. There is money in Title II for it, so that's what we're looking to do with Mr. Moore and Dr. Bangia. Thought it'd be great to coach our admin staff throughout the year with outside people, not just us. So we have a lot to get to in closed session, which I cannot talk about publicly, so we'll do that at the end of the night. Did I miss anything? Mr. Petrie? Dr. Bangia? We're good. Any questions or comments from the board? Thank you. Finance and Operations, Ms. Fitzgerald.
Okay. Can you hear me all right? There we go. Finance and Operations met on the 3rd. The entire committee was present. A couple highlights from the meeting that were discussed. Number one, there's been a change to our legal notice publication requirements. So you guys may know that historically, when we have a legal notice update, we post those in a newspaper. We pay dollars and we have to actually post those in the newspaper for everybody to read. That is no longer the requirement. It actually just needs to be posted somewhere very visible. So what we've created on our Mount Olive website is a drop down at the top. It's very easy to access for everybody that says legal notices, and at any given time you can click on that, drop down and see those. But if you were a fan of the newspaper, we're sorry, that's how we're planning to save some dollars. And we're just gonna go completely digital there. Did I miss anything on that? Does that make sense? Okay. And then the next item, which given the temperature, it's hard to believe, but we did have that major storm, 2 major storms in the past 2 months. Anytime that we have a storm of that magnitude, it costs dollars. It costs dollars in salt and labor and time. But the good news is that FEMA actually offered some opportunities for us to take advantage of reimbursement. So we were getting several thousands of dollars back from FEMA because of those winter storms. So good news there. I hope we have no more winter. And then finally, we were made aware of an issue that is happening in the district and in the state around wire fraud. So what is happening is that a lot of school districts are finding themselves victim to different types of wire fraud. Some of our unfortunate neighboring friends, upwards of $750,000. It is a big problem. We ourselves did have a much smaller scale issue as well, where we were sent a wire that we were supposed to pay. It looked exactly the same, and it went to a different link. And it turns out that one of our vendors had their email hacked a month prior, and that's how we ended up the victims of wire fraud. Good news is, as of today, all dollars are recouped, which is great. It's one of the fastest. We were told it was going to take 3 to 4 months. It is done. So we are very happy that that was not an issue, but knowing that it is a reoccurring issue statewide, district-wide, the business office has put together a process and procedure to triple check to make sure that in any of the large amounts that is not something that is easy to do. It is shockingly hard to do as it is, but we are making it even harder, not just in wire transfers, but in any amount of money that's changing hands. Do you want to talk to any of that? I feel like anything else there?
Just that, you know, we did have procedures in place, but this particular instance, you know, at the time we believed our protocol is to verify all banking instructions. So at the time that this occurred, we believed that banking instructions were accurate. Once we became aware, I contacted the bank, Valley Bank, the police department, our insurance company. We filed.
Great song.
Great song.
Actually, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Filed all the proper reports, and I would like to thank Mr. Karifi and the Mawa, excuse me, that's by me, the Mount Olive Police Department, who jumped into action immediately and secured our funds almost immediately. We received today a certified check via FedEx for all but $2,000 of the amount, and we will be going after the vendor's insurance to secure the balance of that. So I just wanted to thank everybody who was involved, and to emphasize Mrs. Fitzgerald's point. We did update our SOP, internal controls, and additional documentation to ensure that something like this will not happen again. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And any questions on that before I move on to the last
I
one?
have one real quick. Ms. Schoen, just real quick. So, just so everyone understands, we contact our insurance just out of precaution. We did not submit a claim to our insurance.
No, well, we have cyber insurance.
Okay.
We're part of SAFE, which is a joint insurance fund. There are about 300 school districts in the state that participate with SAFE, and we do have cyber insurance that would have covered us.
Would have, but we didn't have to use that because we recouped all the money, right? Okay.
I went through,
Right.
I began conversations, you know, it was reported,
Right.
but there's
We didn't have to make a
no
claim.
action.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you. I just want to make sure, clarify that. Thank you.
Anything else on that? Okay. Last item I just wanted to go over quickly was issues with the dome. I'm sure you may have heard over the past month or two, we've had some lights that are out in the dome. We are working on that. So we will be replacing those, but then also the bathrooms. Just to give you an idea of the volume that the dome serves, on any given Saturday, about 2,000 people will just roll through our restrooms. They were never meant to handle that, so we are having some issues there. So we will be, making sure that they are getting cleaned more often, but long term, this is a situation where the dome does make us money, but over time it is going to need to be updated because we get so much use out of this, and a lot of it was never meant to hold this many people, so that will be a very long range thing that we'll be looking at. But as of right now, we are taking care of the bathroom situation and the light situation. 2,000 people on a Saturday, you guys, it's wild. That's all I have. And
Questions or comments from the board? Thank you, Ms. Fitzgerald. Curriculum and Technology, Ms. Figuera.
Good evening, everybody. The CNT committee met on March 3rd. We had a rather long meeting, starting at 5:30 here in the conference room, and all members were present. We did have some special guests joining us. We had all of our ELA and math advisors, Christy McFarland, Jen Mastriani, Brianne DeVico, Brian Mate, and Dr. Kreider was also in attendance. Dr. Kreider provided an overview of the recent district-wide phone outage and localized internet issues that occurred at the high school. We also got a tech update. We had mid-year academic progress from all of our supervisors. They shared the progress, including departmental initiatives and student performance on benchmark assessments in iReady and Linkit. Thank you again to all of them for the wonderful presentation. We also discussed NJQSAC instruction and programming scores. The county shared our district's preliminary score. We had a discussion on our gifted and talented programs, and Mr. Rodriguez hosted parent information sessions regarding the GNT identification process. Identification is now available on our district website. Dr. Bangia shared an overview of the district's graduation rate data and explained the difference in how the state and federal government calculate the rate. Mr. Carriffy has developed a proposal for the Youth Leadership and Public Safety Program, which is an interactive educational program consisting of students in grades 6 through 8. This would provide an opportunity for the participants to gain knowledge and experience in the field of public safety, personnel, and first responders, something that we're all very excited about coming to our district. We were also informed of a Kidsville publication. Dr. Bangia shared that the district has been approached by Kidsville News. This is a fun family newspaper that promotes education, reading, and good character traits for children in grades K to 6. And Mrs. McDermott and Dr. Mastriani will review the resources and make a final recommendation on this. Some other topics that we talked about were dual enrollment. Mrs. McDermott shared updates on conversations that she had with CCM and with Berkeley College. Unfortunately, we have some roadblocks there. The new adjunct requirements now require that a master's degree in the content area, which is hindering our dual enrollment courses. We also discussed the 8th grade field trip. We discussed the possibility of future overnight field trips, and Mrs. Wilkie has developed a parent survey to gauge interest and determine potential financial assistance needs. So you can look for that coming soon. And our final topic of discussion was the Spanish sequence. Mrs. McDermott explained that Spanish 4 is currently only offered as Spanish 4 honors due to past enrollment trends and scheduling constraints.
Questions or comments from the board?
Can I have a question? Can we look into how many 8th graders are being recommended to jump a year to like Spanish 2 or French 2, just to get an idea of how often that's occurring?
See those numbers, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good point. Any other questions or comments? You writing that down there, Dr. B? Just making sure. Anyone else? Thank you, Ms. Figueroa. Policy and government. I said governance. Sorry, Ms. Melendez. The floor is yours.
Hi, the policy committee met on Monday, March 2nd, but I have just a comment and observation. The minutes need to be reflected up to date. Ms. Jen Aquino is not anymore part of this committee. Instead of her is Ms. Beth Figuera. The policy committee reviewed recent legal changes, including the Mahmoud versus Taylor case and the Freedom to Read Act. The district forms to ensure alignment with these new legal changes were reviewed also and approved. Policies and regulations updates were discussed as well for the following specific areas: resource materials, library resources, inappropriate staff conduct, and acceptable use.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, thank you. Board subcommittees and parent-teacher association liaison reports. Does anyone have a report? I know CPAG is meeting tomorrow. Anybody? No? Oh, look at that. Woo-hoo. And there's no board presence report. We'll keep plugging away. Public comments on action items. Members of the community may comment on any action item prior to the board discussion. Please state your name and address for the record. All comments must be respectfully presented. Abusive or obscene comments will not be tolerated. I ask that you come up, present yourself. We'll do is to the board president. Ask your questions. We'll write it down. We'll give everyone an opportunity to ask their questions. We'll close down public comment, and then we will respond as best we can. And if we don't have the answers for you right now, someone from the administration will get back to you within a day or two. So come up, state your name and address for the record. Action items and action items only.
Martin Wellsmuller, 25 Woodcrest Avenue, Bud Lake, New Jersey. My first question is, what is a PIP? You use the terminology that's obviously not common to me. I'd like to get a little clarification what a PIP is. And one of my questions today was regarding the cyber fraud that happened here in town. I'm glad that you covered it in more detail. Yeah. In the past, I pointed out to the district how this happened in another school district in town where they lost over $3 million. Oh, no. Yes, and I brought that to the past board president Summit back in November of last year, saying, hey, we should notify people in the district to be on look at this. So my question is, has this happened before? Was this the first time? All right. And number two, I'm glad to hear that we have policies and procedures moving forward. And number two, so based on the statement that was made today, you're saying the police department recovered the funds, but not the full amount of funds.
Carry on.
All right, and so the question is, who recovered the funds? Was it the police department, was it Valley National, or was it an insurance policy? All right, the goal is this, is that, I was actually surprised on the bill list that it didn't show this event happening. I know you're talking about here, but anytime money is journaled in and out of an account, it should still show in the general ledger of what you guys are doing. That's called full transparency and disclosure. Mm-hmm. So the fact that I'd like to see for next month or later on this month that you show that it happened, that cyber incident happened, money went out, and then that you received money back in the purpose of it. This is what's called checks and balances. My comment was originally going to be that, hey, how come it's not on the bill list? Why wasn't it being shown? And hoping that it is done later on, because transparency is essential to maintaining control. All right, and this is what's for the district, and any time it involved money. Now, I do know that the thing was well over $250,000, this transaction, so it wasn't a small transaction, and that to me was surprising that it didn't get caught. But like I said, I don't do this for a living. We know another town got hit with $4.7 million. They recovered $1.9 million of that, and they lost $3 million. So I'm thankful that what happened to us was on a small scale. I'm thankful that we do have some type of insurance to cover this. But like I said, the full transparency disclosure, it should be shown in the books and records. But I do also want to know what a PIP is. But
No problem. I'm going to wait. We'll wait for everyone else to the end. We're going to close it down at the end. I'll answer everything, Mr. Wellsman.
You got it.
Anyone else on action items and action items only? Seeing none, closing it to public comment. A PIP is a personal improvement plan. It's something that a staff member, whether it's a teacher or paraprofessional, would go on in any way, shape, or form. Could be a teaching methodology or classroom management, anything like that that the administration feels that teacher needs to work on. Cyber fraud, this is the first I'm aware, since I've been on the board for almost 20 years, of a cyber fraud. The district years ago was, we had fraud with our insurance, with our healthcare insurance. That was years ago. I think you're going back to 2008, 9, somewhere in there. The insurance policy did not recover this money. Like I said, and Ms. Showing said, it did not go through our insurance policy. I will leave it up to you, Ms. Fitzgerald and Ms. Showing, that the police recovered that for us, right?
Can I respond to the other questions?
Absolutely.
The disbursement was approved by the board on February 9th. It was on the bills list. It was set up there as a payment. So we cannot process any type of disbursement without it flowing through our financial software. So you can be sure that the board already approved that purchase order. When the fraud was discovered, I contacted Valley Bank, who notified their fraud department, and they began to work immediately onto contacting the fraudulent bank account. At the same token, I contacted the Mount Olive Police Department. An officer, along with Mr. Karifi, took my statement. I provided them all the documentation I had on it, and they immediately reached out to the bank, froze the account, and secured the funds immediately. The disbursement was $257,000. We received a check today for $255,000. The balance, we will work with the vendor's insurance company, because as of right now, from what I'm told, it was our vendors whose email got hacked.
Thank you, Michelle. I think that covered all those questions. Super. Ms. Fitzgerald, motion for consent agenda?
So moved.
So we're going to do a consent agenda from 6.1. If you want to make that motion, Ms. Fitzgerald?
Yes, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, I'd like to make a motion to approve via consent agenda, action item 6.1, all the way down to 10.5. Anybody?
Need a second?
Need a second.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
sorry, who made the second?
Mr. Orzillo.
Okay.
Questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call?
Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Abstain on items 8.10 and 8.11, yes to everything else.
Mr. Orzillo?
Yes.
Mrs. Brett?
Yes.
Mrs. Melendez?
Abstain in 8.2, anything related to Angela Sanchez, and yes to everything else.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Mr. Petrie?
Abstain from 6.4 to 6.7, a yes to everything else.
Mrs. Figuera?
Yes.
Dr. Giordano?
Abstain on anything that has to do with substitutes or substitute rate of pay, yes to everything else?
Okay. We're good?
Thank you, super.
No, if they're here yet.
Yeah, I don't think the parents, Mr. Karifi, no one's here yet for our closed session, are they? Okay, we'll keep plugging away.
Okay.
Public comment. Students, parents, employees, and community members may comment on any item of interest pertaining to the Mount Olive School, pertaining to the Mount Olive School District. Please state your name and address for the record. All comments must be respectfully presented. Abuse or obscene comments will not be tolerated. Once again, I ask you to address your questions to the board president. We will wait for everyone to ask their questions. I will close public comment, and then we will address those questions. And what questions we can't answer, someone from the administration will get back to you in a day or two. So come up, please state your name and address, and ask away. Any rumors we can dispel, any questions we can answer.
As always, it's always me.
Welcome back.
Martin Wellsmuller, 25 Woodcrest Avenue, Bud Lake, New Jersey. Good evening. I want to briefly raise two additional issues before I read a letter. First, the recent student protest related to ICE enforcement has raised many questions within the community. Students certainly have the right to express themselves, but it's supposed to be during their time and not class time. So, but the purpose,
Did it go out?
pay the bill.
We've got a backup.
If you want.
No, we're in the middle of it now, might as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, I may have to start over. I'm not sure where I was.
You left off at, just so you know, you left off at student protest concerns in the community.
All right. And what I want to find out is who organized and who authorizes the protests. And the reason being because as the state statute is that it's not supposed to be organized or put together by any staff members in the district. I know that, you know, we all like to have our battles in school and stuff like that, but there's appropriate times for certain things, and class time is not one of them. So I'm hoping to find out if we can get from the board who facilitated during this, all right, and who was involved from the administrative staff doing so. All right, and then I also was sent a few messages from some parents, and they said, why were teachers asking kids if they wanted to go to the protest in some of the classes? All right, were the additional students that weren't originally part of the 15 punished for accountability for missing class, and what were the consequences? All right, and now this also happened in one of the classes where kids that were outside protesting were banging on the windows in the classroom by the back gym area during class time to rally the kids up. And the kids that were banging on those windows, were they also held accountable? All right, secondly, all right, I want to also talk about the delay in filling OPA requests. Now, I currently don't have any out there right now, but I know 2 people do in this town. I also am aware of the lawsuit that you guys just settled regarding OPA requests. So the Open Public Records Act exists to ensure transparency in government. When requests for records are delayed without a clear explanation, it undermines the public trust and respect. I'm respectfully asking for the district to explain why these records have not been produced and when the public can expect them. With that said, I'd like to read another email, a letter I have to put out here. All right, over the years, I've encouraged our Board of Ed to go out for RFPs, requests for proposals. Well, in doing so, we've done that to ensure we have the best possible vendors, costs, and things that like. Now I'm going to talk about a touchy subject. To me, this is about professionalism. It's not personal. All right, last time when we had our superintendent search, we only looked internally. Okay, what I'm going to encourage the board and ask the board to do, that it's always okay to kick the tires and look externally, at the same time giving our current superintendent the same opportunities to apply for the job to make sure that we have the best of the best in our town. Now, I'm not trying to belittle anything that anyone has done now, in the future, or in the past, but like I said, when you have the top jobs in the district, and this even includes administration jobs, which are not protected by union, that we should also from time to time go out and make sure that we have the best possible people working in our district. Because at the end of the day, this is our tax dollars that represent, for our dollars to represent, to protect our children. So what I'm asking the district to do is to consider going out for superintendent searches and even administrative searches from now into the future. Just as we do at RFPs, it's just a prudent business measure that should be addressed. And that's kind of all I have at this time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Closing the public comment.
Oh, hang on, we got one. Come on up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come on up.
Hi, how are you? My name is Angel Dana, and I live in Normandy Road. I think for me as a mom, it's so important that the school protect the kids' identities. I don't know why they want to know who person create the protest, but I think as kids or adults have the same right to speak their mind, and we request that the school protect our kids.
Hi, Sally Stala, Fairmount Road, Flanders. Just want to say that, following Angie's words, that just want to protect the children, and they have their own constitutional rights, and I believe that what the school did and the board did, and I know that they were trying to balance between their policies, but also allowing the children to give their rights to voice their opinions. And I know that it wasn't just against ICE, but there was a representative there for ICE, and allowed a nice debate to occur between both sets of parties so they could hear both sides. So thank you to the board. Thank you for allowing that. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I just forgot something that is important for me, is to not expose our kids in social media. I think it's not okay because when you post that kind of stuff in social media, you create a stuff in a school with the kids. Kids start like maybe bullying the other kids that is in the protest, and I think they're just expressing their minds. I want to appreciate the school that allow the kids to do it. It's important for their future, they speak their mind, but I think we have to protect our kids in social media with the other kids and the adults. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Now closing the public comment. We'll start off with Mr. Welsmuller. It was a student-led protest, number one. There was no adults that initiated it, no adults that said, let's do this. It was organized by students. They did meet with the building level principal to discuss what they wanted to do, to discuss with that building level principal on the parameters of what they could do. It was flown up the chain of command. The board knew that this might be coming. The students were thinking about doing something like this. I think the end of January, February sometime, I think Dr. Banjo first reported to the board to let us know that, students are feeling this way. We immediately contacted our board attorney to make sure what parameters, students had a right to do this and what ways could they do this. Dr. Banjo worked with her building level administrators to make sure that it was done in the least disruptive manner. Whether we like it or not, students have a right to speak their mind, whether it's a subject we like or subject we don't agree with or like and that we do agree with. Unfortunately, that's what we have. What they can't do, a student has every right, and I'm not telling students to do this so no one get mad, a student has a right to go to their teacher in a respectful, calm manner and say, I don't agree with my grade because X, Y, and Z, or I don't agree with this homework assignment, X, Y, and Z, in a respectful way to have that debate. We want our kids to have that debate. We want our kids to think and say, I don't agree with this because X, Y, and Z. Doesn't mean I don't agree with it. Doesn't mean I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think, enforcing our immigration laws as a person is a bad thing to do. I think we need to enforce our laws, just like our local police officers and our local law enforcement, everything. I don't think that this was what it was. I think people have some major concerns. We all should, because we all have our own opinions about things. I don't think this was a student-led protest. What happened, and I'll let Dr. Banjo speak out a little bit more, it was really something profound that these students took upon themselves, and it could be any subject matter. I mean, would we have this conversation if the students did this about their lunches? I don't think we would. Right? It's just unfortunately this is a hot topic right now in our society, and it led to this. But it was in no way to demean any law enforcement agencies or to demean any of the work they're doing, or it wasn't the rumors that Dr. Banjo led it. It was all her idea. It's just hearsay and, quite frankly, rude and obnoxious. And we can't stop, to answer the two ladies' question, we can't stop people from posting. Only those admins can stop people from posting, unfortunately. But we will do our best to protect our students and the identities of students. What disappoints me most is not the people who post things like this or post hearsay. It's the people who follow up and just take that as the truth. So what we're asking the community to do is, if you hear something, pick up the phone and call the building administrator. Call Dr. Banjo. You don't have to post on social media and get into months-long arguments with people. Just pick up the phone and call. It's not that hard to do. You'll get it from the horse's mouth. Or come to the next board meeting. I'll tell you the honest to God truth, as long as it's with the parameters of the law and I can do that. No one's trying to hide things here. It's just a misunderstanding what people think this Board of Ed has the power to do and what we can do. We're not council members. We have a different set of rules we have to follow. And I just encourage everyone in this town, if you hear something, a hearsay, and it doesn't sound right, pick up the phone and call the building principal. Pick up the phone and call Dr. Banjo. That's what we should be doing. Yes, you can contact the Board of Ed member, but we're going to tell you, contact the Board of Ed, contact the building level administrator, contact Dr. Banjo. Right? We're going to hear you, we're going to listen to you, and we're going to give you the best advice on how to get the answer you want. Right? So I just pray to God people start to get that. I mean, this was insane. We have now students that are fearful. There's a lot going on still that this board is going to be addressed in closed session with that we have to address, that this raises other concerns for this board that now has to address. So that answers that. Dr. Banji, would you like to say anything more about that?
Certainly, I would like to echo your sentiments, but I think two things I would like the public to remember. We are a student-first district. Every conversation that we have, whether it be as minuscule of, days that we want to celebrate as far as activities-wise, as well as going up to policy, are questions that we always start with, is this what's in best interest of our students? And that's going to be the motto that we have in every meeting, in every conversation. And that was what was taken in this, as far as this incident was concerned. Right? And we are very proud of the fact that students have a large voice in this district. They have the ability to not only engage in conversations with their teachers, they have regular opportunities to engage with their conversations with the building administration, as well as central office administration. Ms. McDermott and I meet with high school students and middle school students on a monthly basis to ensure their voices are heard. And based upon those conversations, we engage in conversations with the building level administration to make important changes and share ideas. And the second part of that is, as a board and as a district, we are very transparent. As documented from our constant communication, the outreach that we do with families, that we are, those two things we are very proudful. And I think that it's certainly reflective in the action that took place on that day. Thank you.
Super. We did not, Dr. Banjo, correct me if I'm wrong, we have no, that teachers asked students if they wanted to join. We have no proof of that. We have no...
I would have to follow up on that.
Right, okay.
I have my knowledge of that.
Right. Was that not happen? Okay, so we can follow up on that. We'll ask Ms. Wilkie, and you can ask Ms. Wilkie.
And I know Ms. Wilkie was asked that, and based upon my conversation with her, it was not brought to her attention,
Okay.
but she followed up with the staff.
No students were punished because it was a planned student activity. Obviously, if students, we don't allow students just to get up and walk out of school. They would have consequences if they did that. That's called cutting.
Well, I didn't want to talk about the date
Right, you wanted to talk about a little bit more.
But with the parents who spoke out at the microphone, they indicated as far as what transpired in that activity outside was pretty impressive as far as students from different sides who engaged in, I want to say, respectful conversation and debate. And kudos to the middle school staff and counseling department, because what they engaged in was a community circle. They formed a circle and they stood in a circle and they shared their ideas. And I want to say that they probably behaved better than most adults I ever saw. So kudos.
Certainly now they're behaving better than adults.
So kudos to those students, and certainly this. I was present along with the entire, Ms. Wilkie was out there along with Mr. Karifi. There are no students banging on windows, so I'm unaware of what that's in reference to. I can say that from having a first-hand account. I was there the entire time.
That was going to be my second question. Thank you. And can we explain the delay? Is there a delay in open requests? We have by law, go ahead, Ms. Schoen, we have time frame.
There's one OPA request that's outstanding right now, and it was responded to requesting a 2-week delay to gather the information, because there was a lot of information that was requested.
Super. Okay, thank you. As regarding to encourage an RFP is not, I don't think that's what you meant. I understood what you meant, but an RFP to go out for, we're not losing our superintendent. Yeah, it's a vendor. You request for professional services, more like a vendor. It's not something we would do with admin or superintendent. We certainly wouldn't get anyone here to hire if we started doing that every year. No one would come to work for us. Education is different like that than the public sector. And to the women, I addressed that. We have an obligation to protect our students. Names will never be released. First of all, it's against the law. We can't release students' names, nor will we ever allow anyone to have access to those student names. So if they came up here and just started mentioning student names, we would never say who they were, if they're right or wrong or indifferent. But it's becoming a growing problem for sure, and something this board's going to have to address down the road. Anything else for anyone else? Super. Any old business? New business? Board comments. Mr. Petrie.
Just want to say, if in the district or in the town, if there's some doubts about Dr. Bangia, you have my full and utter support. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Petrie. Ms. Melendez.
I forgot to mention before, but the high school Parents Association have the Spirit Wear right now online, so feel free to go to General Manolive Moroder. Spirit Wear over there is very easy to place the order, and is open all year. I thought that was only seasonal, but no, it's open all year. also, Dr. Banjan, you have my support as well.
Ms. Brett?
I just really want to thank the businesses in the community because you're seeing a lot of the PTOs asking for support. And again, it's the community and the small businesses are really contributing.
Absolutely.
You know, Cold Stone in Flanders, just to mention a few, Barbecue Pit. I know that Sandy's Liquor is doing
Right.
certain things. It's just
A lot of fundraisers.
The support is outstanding.
You're absolutely right, Ms. Brett.
That's a great fundraiser.
It's a great fundraiser from San Diego.
Holy moly, guys.
Miss O'Neill?
You'll be raking it in. Oh, please do.
So it's the 250th celebration of America, and All Veterans Memorial Park is having a celebration that they would like the school to be as involved in as they want to be. So I do have, she asked me, Charlie Ehrman, who is the organizer of the event, did ask me to give you all a letter, which I could not print before I got here, but I will be sending it to all of you. And any school, teacher, organization, the Girl Scouts, the football team, they're all on board to participate. It is going to be on May 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., and the evening will be a candlelight vigil at All Veterans Memorial Park. So I'll send each board member, but if anybody in the public is interested or any teacher wants to know anything about it, they can ask me or Charlie Ehrman, who is the organizer.
Okay, super.
Do you need the time was 4 to 8 p.m.?
Yes.
Is it 4? Okay, and I was also unable to print out that letter. I tried today too, and I wasn't able to print it out either.
I'll get it to print.
Anything else, Miss O'Neill?
That's it.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Fitzgerald?
Okay, just congratulations to, I believe wrestling has had some very big wins recently, so congrats to them. Also robotics, I know, had a big competition this weekend, and Mount Olive had a great showing, so kudos to them as well. Also, do not forget to get your Freaky Friday tickets. Those are on sale now, and that show is the 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Mr. Orzillo?
Ditto to everything everybody said. Congratulations to our two local heroes here.
Correct.
And on the note of, the current environment and the heated debates that are going on, it starts here in the community. If we can't be together as a community, this is where it starts and this is where it ends. So I just beg, same thing as you said, especially with this social media nonsense, to just cut it out and just,
Remember, these are children.
I know. And these are children, correct. So that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Figueroa?
Just to tie on to Mr. Orzillo's sentiments, I want to commend our heroes. It's very refreshing to see the good deeds and brave acts that are being done and, focus on the good in the world. So thank you to all of you. And I also want to say thank you to Ms. Bentaker, as well as farewell. My prayers are with your family, and you will be missed from Team 6-4.
Just want to, I'd be remiss for our retirees, a couple of we have some long-serving staff members. Miss Marvin is just off the top of my head. Let me pull up that list. Congratulations. You all will be missed for sure. But we went over in personnel, we have some, I should have mentioned that, we have some long-serving staff members that are going to be difficult to replace. So congratulations. I think I got another 10 years so that happens for me, but if not longer. But that's all we have. All right. Confidential session. Resolved that the board meet in confidential session for the purpose of discussing negotiations, personnel, matters of attorney-client privilege, pending or anticipated litigation, confidential pupil matters. Be it further resolved that the matters discussed in confidential session be disclosed to the public when the reasons for confidentiality no longer exist. Action may be taken. We are in closed session, folks. Everyone have a good night. We're just going to Word. All right, we're good. Motion, we're back from closed session. Roll call, Ms. Schoening?
Mrs. Aquino, Mrs. Brett. Here. Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Here.
Mrs. Melendez.
Here.
Mrs. O'Neill, Mr. Orzillo,
Here.
Mr. Petrie.
Here.
Mrs. Figuera, Dr. Giordano.
Here. We have two resolutions, two motions to approve. 7.2, resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent to terminate the employee of employee ID number 9567 effective March 22nd, 2026. And then resolution 7.21, resolved that the board affirms the finding that allegations of HIB were unfounded in case number 303115 CMS 01272-026, heard during executive session, and be it further resolved that the parents shall be provided with a written decision informing them of the disposition and their appeal rights. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Schoening?
Mrs. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Petrie.
Yes.
Mrs. Brett,
Yes.
Mrs. Melendez,
Yes.
Mr. Orzillo,
Yes.
Mrs. Figuera, Dr. Giordano.
Yes. Resolutions pass. Motion to adjourn?